I really think we did absolutely nothing wrong. We've spoken to EF together, and everything is clear, and there was absolutely zero animosity. You know, it was Joffrey really did absolutely nothing. So I don't really understand the sanctioning between all the other boys in my team as well, because we didn't do anything wrong. And then I was also at the front. I didn't receive a yellow card. Neither did Wout van Aert, who was also riding next to me. So what does it mean? You know, I don't really get it.
I mean, obviously, after so many kilometers fighting for the breakaway, the team leader is tired. You know, they want just to calm down the race, and I understand that. You know, you are trying to calm down people, and I understand that perfectly. I have been a rider as well for a couple of years, so I know what this does mean, and I understand that. But yeah, but at the end, now we have these rules also in the regulamen that you can't block the road, and that's why they had fines yesterday, for example. But sometimes when we do actions that the repercussion is not that big, even if the action is the same, we just don't take another decision, right? So it's just like the most softest one probably. But when you need to collect, when you need to take a decision, you need just to collect all the information needed. As you guys, I mean, you saw the same things in TV as I did. I have the opinion of the protagonist, of one of them, of few of them actually. One of them is my rider, and he said that it is a contact between them, and he was on the ground. But yeah, I mean, I'm not the one in charge to apply the rules.
Do you expect an apology or anything?
They should. I mean, as a rider, you know when you do something wrong, and if they feel that they did something wrong, they will say something. That is, everyone is different. I mean, everyone has the race in a different way or different movements you do. So, yeah. I mean,
it's sometimes a contact sport. You know, they try to block me, I try to go, and I was either getting through or one of us was going down. You know, and it's like if he wants to risk to cut me off, he can try it. And you know, it's something I did once to Chad Hager in the Tour de France when we had the jersey. I tried to block him and he had to go on the gravel, and afterwards I got a fine, and I remember thinking like that was a really shit thing to do, and I don't want to do it again. And yeah, but I didn't. I wasn't. So that was wrong. I think that was obviously a bad move. That guy should get a card. The other guy that crashed, Carapaz, for sure. Well, the fact that the guy tried to ride me off the road when I was coming past, I mean, that's not normal. I mean, it's normal to block the road. That happens. That's how you get control. All you guys at the front block the road, and you see a guy coming, and you look over your shoulder and you turn right on him. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say that's normal. It happens a lot, but it's not normal, and I think it's also shit behaviour.
George Bennett says, you know, look, barrage is okay. Team's done that in the past, but when you're pushing riders to the side of the road or something like this, it's over the line. And he said himself, you know, he was trying to get up and he was having a hard time doing it as well.
I mean, when you're across, if you're in the middle of the peloton, I can't just tap the bloke in front of me to get to the front. Yeah. How do you get to the front when the road's blocked? You know? Answer me that question. You're not just going to say, oh, can I just come to the front, please? That'd be nice. Just before the climb, can I start first wheel? It'd be really easy there. That's not how the sport works.
And I guess in cycling, we always see where rules are applied here, but maybe not there. And this could be one of those incidents.
I think it is one of those incidents, and I think it's just annoying, to be honest, because, I mean, I can't really say anything else, to be honest.
So, George, you sounds like you've been on both sides. You mentioned the Chad Haga incident a few years ago when you were with Jumbo, I think.
Yeah.
And what's the secret to getting through when there's a barrage? Because you made it through yesterday with a little bit of pushing and shoving. How do you do it?
Drop the shoulder. Just really, no, that's literally, you've played rugby long enough, you get your shoulder under theirs. If you just get their bars on your hip, there's nothing they can do. So it's all about just getting the bars in front of theirs, getting the weight right, and making space.
Cycling is at some point a contact sport, but there just has to be a line somewhere, and I think that's what the Commission's trying to establish.
Oh, absolutely, and I think the priority belongs to the guy that's going straight, not the guy that's deviating, you know? So if you've got a straight line, and you see a guy, or you see a guy coming and you intentionally deviate, you're in the wrong.
No, in my opinion, was quite a narrow road. Maybe the first narrow road in the stage yesterday, and I mean that's how cycling goes. If a team is happy with the break and they are there with numbers, then it's obviously allowed to ride next to each other. I think the incident that happened with Carapaz was just an accident. He went off the road, and when he tried to come back on, I think he crashed. But it only starts to be wrong if you really obstruct someone, like you move from one side to another to hold up someone. That I don't like, but just riding next to each other is part of cycling. Yeah. How I looked at from a side view, it was nothing else than other days, and just pity coincidence that Richard crashed.
To tell you the truth, I try not to spend too much time on Twitter. It can be entertaining here and there, but I don't really post anything on there, and I think Bennett found out the pitfalls of being on social media yesterday. The Barad situation, it's something that happens pretty often in bike racing, to be honest. I think that just yesterday it got a little bit more compounded because it was only AG2R that was blocking the road from a helicopter shot, and also Richie crashed. So normally in these kind of situations you have multiple teams on the front and it doesn't look like such a concerted team effort. But it's definitely something that happens quite often, and yes, it's against the rules, but it's an interesting situation that happened in the end.
So what's harder, racing against Primož Roglič or dealing with the media storm afterwards?
Media is just annoying sometimes, but racing's definitely harder.
Not us, but
No.
Ben, but
Online media is the worst.
If you look back, did you or the team, did you make any mistakes yesterday in the way you blocked the road?
No, absolutely not. Completely can stand by the boys, and I can say that we did absolutely nothing different or wrong, and we had showed no aggression to anyone else.
Did you learn anything from wearing a jersey and writing on the social media? I saw you deleted the post.
I've been wanting to delete my Twitter, X, whatever it's called, account for a long time, so it's a good excuse to do it.
Mike, good morning. How are you? Good. Yesterday is a lot of aggressive racing from Israel Premier Tech. Today, what's on tap? I mean, this is a short, punchy stage.
Yeah, I think more of the same. We rode a great race yesterday until the final. I got 4 guys in the break and we're well represented. Just kind of messed up a bit in the finale. Didn't get the win, but at the same time moved George up into the top 10. So and he's only 20 some odd seconds off of 6th. So a bit disappointed in the sense that we didn't win. A bit of a hard team meeting afterwards, but at the same time something to celebrate in the sense that George is up there.
Okay, so reset. We have some hard days up ahead with today and the weekend as well. How do you pick and choose, or different guys, different days?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a hard balance to find in terms of picking and choosing the days, particularly with this race because it's just been so hard from day one, and the first 2 days of this week have been hard, and we've got basically GC or breakaway days for the rest of the week. So I think you have to take a measured approach. Hopefully we can continue to race as we are racing and get a stage win.
If you wait if you're not in the initial escape and you wait for kind of a late attack, how do you time that where you're not going up against Primož and those guys there? Because I know on your best day you can beat those guys, but it's a tough order.
Oh, for me, I've kind of given up on that plan just because you have to choose one or the other. It's impossible to try and get in the break and then also win from the group. You have to make that choice, and now for me the decision is to just try and get in that breakaway and focus on that. And if I don't make it, then I can sit up and rest the legs and be a bit angry at myself, but focus on the next day.
Adam, this is a short, punchy, aggressive stage. 137 kilometers, 15 of it at the end is uphill and climbs all around as well. How are you approaching this day?
Yeah, I think it'll be a tricky day. I think we've seen the last few days, everybody wants to be in the break now. There's not much control, and there's a lot of guys, a lot of teams that want to take advantage. So I think today will be another day like this.
We saw Red Bull really put some tactics into play yesterday. You guys have riders here to do so. What will your team do? Can you give us any sort of indication?
I think it all depends. Like yesterday, it was like going for 2 hours now, more than 2 hours. So it all depends on the breakaway. It all depends who's in the breakaway. And yeah, I mean, we have a few guys that are climbing good and can target a stage that are not on the GC. So hopefully a big break goes and they can slip in and they can play for the stage. And then if it keeps going, then we come into the final and we'll see what we can do. But I think it all depends on the breakaway.
You have a beautiful stage win already. What do you want out of the remainder of these days at the Vuelta a España? What's the goal?
Honestly, I don't really know. I think, yesterday I didn't feel super. I mean, I'm there or thereabouts, but I don't feel like I'm at my top level. So I think we'll see. We'll see how much time I lose in the next few days, and then if it comes to it, then maybe I need to lose some more time and go again in the breakaway. But like I said, it's tricky enough already to get in the breakaway, even if you're down on GC. So I think we'll take it day by day and see how the legs are.
And it's not just today, it's the combination of these days all the way through Sunday. What's the trickiest day for you? What do you think is going to be the hardest?
I mean, they're all tricky, Even today is like, okay, it's on paper, maybe it doesn't look super hard, but it's over 3,000 meters climbing. Tomorrow is also a super hard climb in the final. Stage 15 is super hard in the final. I mean, there's not many easy days now. So I think, that's what I mean. You can take it day by day, stage by stage, see how the legs are, and hopefully one day I can do something.
One climb today, 15 kilometers, and that's it. Short stage, 137 kilometers. What can you tell us here about this stage? What's going to happen, and what do you and the team do?
I think it looks a lot easier than it actually is, because when you look at it, it's got more than 3,000 meters of climbing. And yes, okay, there's one climb at the finish, but there also needs to be another 2,000 something meters throughout the profile going into the bottom of the last climb. So I don't think it's going to be super easy. I don't know, we've seen breakaways going away. I imagine it's going to be quite a hard fight for the breakaway, but depending on how long it goes for, you could see that if it takes an hour and a half for the breakaway to go, that Boris says, well, there's only 60 kilometers left for the stage to go to control. We might be able to do a stage win here, so it'll depend a little bit on the breakaway formation.
So you're watching the break. What do you do?
I've been watching the break the last couple of days, to be honest, but it's a bit harder done than said. Easier said than done. But I'll try to get the breakaway. The idea is to try and get into a breakaway at some point this week to try and move back into contention for top 10 on GC. We just need to pick the right moment.
Watch out for those Decathlon boys.
No, exactly. Try not to be part of that barrage.
Many people are talking about you as a potential surprise, not surprise, but a potential winner of this Vuelta a España when we're all focused on Ben O'Connor and Primož Roglič. How do you feel coming into today and these next days?
To be honest, I feel good, but the truth is that they are in front of me. Ben have 4 minutes, and Primož have around 50 seconds, so it's a lot. Like you say, I feel good, and we will see what we can do from today to the end.
When you're with Primož, because you've been marking him in these moves, do you feel that you still have an extra gear, a little bit something extra, or you're at your limit?
Yeah, I think both. We go on the limit, and yesterday was a good day. We took around 37 seconds, I think, or 38 on Ben, and I hope to stay a little bit more, and tomorrow more. We will see.
Did I hear, or are you thinking now, perhaps switching to stages? And how do you see these next 4 stages playing out?
Yeah, I mean, the other stages I've tried, but I think I'm still a bit too close on GC to get much leeway. But whenever there's been a bigger group going, I've tried a few times to go. I think today probably just try and save the energy for tomorrow, see what the possibilities are, and just look for opportunities.
How do you feel not being able to ride at the same level that you had last year? I don't know, maybe the levels are the same, but not have the same opportunity as last year.
Yeah, I mean, every year, every race, you can never replicate exactly your form, and every year has a different story.
Do you think it's your form, or is it just circumstances?
I mean, I don't feel 100%, but I don't think anybody's always at 100. yeah, I think for me the basis is good enough, but yeah, I don't have that little bit to be with the really best guys like I would like to, but no, I think every day I've been just happy with my own performance.
Yeah, last year you had a long runway to the Vuelta. This year a little bit shorter due to COVID and the Dauphiné. And was it just Burgos before the Vuelta that you raced?
Yeah. This year definitely a lot less racing overall, especially going into this race. I mean, normally I come into the Vuelta having done at least one Grand Tour. But yeah, that's no excuse either. I mean, I trained well before this, and am prepared as I can be. So still halfway to go in this Vuelta and see what I can make of it.
Only one categorized climb today, but there's a lot of lumps and bumps on the road, and 137 kilometers at 15 kilometers ends uphill. Just how kind of rapid and also aggressive will the stage be?
It'll be super heavy stage with how up and down it is, and the last climb, it's hard to say what will happen. Depends on how the break is, but I think after the past 2 days, everybody feels their legs.
Everybody's tired.
Yeah, everyone's tired. First week super hot. This week has been really intense. So each day starts to add up at this point.